Disclaimer alert. Disclaimer alert. Hey everybody, Carl here with the disclaimer. Yeah, I wanted to let you know what was going on with this video that's gonna not look normal. What happened was, when I was shooting the main part of it, we were outside, the sun was bright, and I couldn't see my, the viewing screens. Well, one of my two cameras decided to, it had enough of this and no more memory, and it shut down. And that happened to be the one that I was talking to. Fortunately, my Canon kept running, but it was off to the side. So now you can see from over here that I'm talking to the air, but, it is what it is. And I thought that the material that I had for you was something that would help people, and so I wanted to get it out there. And that was the whole deal with that. And it's been so hot and miserable. If it's not real hot and super humid, muggy, we have storms running through. So, you can't win right now, and I didn't want to shoot it over. So if it's a little weird, sorry. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you get something out of it. And with that, I'm going to say, hey, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day, and bye for now. Hey everybody, Carl here, and we're outside here. We've got a couple cameras going. We got this one here and this one here, and I sure hope it's picking up. I can't, the screens on some of these, you cannot see what's going on. So I'm just hoping. I think if I get a little more that way, we'll get more of the machine. And what machine are we talking about? This is my old Craftsman weed eater, okay? And I thought I would show something. Now, many of you probably have some real old weed eaters. You might have some leaf blowers, even chainsaws, where they have the little bulb there. Which I hope you can see, mine, it just disintegrated. It blew out. A lot of my old lines just kind of literally fell apart. So what I thought I'd do is I'd show you how to take and put one of these new bulbs on, and then rerun your lines to your carburetor. Now, why would you even need a video like this? Well, first of all, when you have the carburetor, I might as well just leave it here for a second. When you have the carburetor and the bulb is like attached, like in the front, kind of like that, you'll see there's only two lines coming out. One is in and one is out. And it will run the gas all the way through the carburetor, and put what's needed back into the, what's not used back in the tank. It just rotates. But when you have a primer button that's isolated, now you've got a whole different deal, because there's a certain way you have to run these. Now, a lot of people think that what happens is when you prime it, that you're pushing, the gas is coming through the primer, and you're pushing it into the carburetor and letting that work and coming out. And that's not how it works. What happens is the line comes out of the gas tank into the one part of the carburetor. There's a whole path it goes through, and there's high pressures and low pressures in there. These little guys are way more complicated than you would ever think. That might be a whole different show on its own. And then it comes out of the carburetor, and then it goes through the primer. And so what the primer does is you're pushing it, it's sucking through the whole deal, and sucking it through, and then pushing it out back into the tank. And if you don't hook it up right, you'll never get it running. So I thought it'd be pretty cool just to kind of show the steps that you have to take to do this. And there's a couple tricks. There's a couple tricks. Nice big hornet. Okay. I probably should cut that out. There's a couple tricks that I want to show you how to get the lines to go into the tank, because you're pushing them in, and it's a pressure fit. That's what actually seals it. And you would think that maybe, geez, you know, how do you get that in even? But anyway, okay, so in a little while we're going to cut out from here. We're going to go to Carl's whiteboard, and we're going to take a look, and I'm going to try to show you just how the whole, you know, the fuel thing runs, and you get a better idea of it. But for right now, let's look at this butt. And you can order these. I got like 5 of them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. There's 2 clips on each side. Okay, I don't know how well you can see it, but on here and here. And they push in. And the same way to get them out, you just reach in there, and you kind of grab those little clips and push, and it comes out. And there's your old clip. As you can see, it's gone. Okay, so now one thing you want to do is you want to know which line blows in and which line blows out. So if you put your finger over one of the holes and try to push in, and it pushes in okay. Okay, that's okay. Then try the other one. Now, I don't know if these, it might be a little tougher. We might have to have a line on them to do this. Okay. We'll figure it out. So let's put this one in. You know, just for kicks. I got the bag here. I just want to make sure. Because normally on them, if you push one way, and the best way to test is like to have a little container of gas and put 2 lines into it, and you'll see which bubbles go in and which go out. I think we're going to do that anyway. But okay, the small one is the suction one. I'm going to use that one. And the longer one is the push one. Okay, so hopefully we remember that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that in there like that. So now we got our new bulb in. Now, I'm hoping that the other camera will pick up on this, that we're shooting here. I have the one line that's already in the tank, and this line has the filter on the top. Now this doesn't, you know, if on some chainsaws and some blowers, you'll have a fuel line that goes in there, and it's weighted, so it always stays at the bottom of the tank. With this one here, and I think some of the other ones, it just has a small filter and it just stays near the bottom. So I have that line already in. That line is running into the bottom of the carburetor, okay? It's this white line and it's this clear line right here. Now, the next line is that we want to have one that comes off of the top, and tell you what, let's cut for 1 second. Okay, yeah, it never fails. When you start doing this stuff, you think you have everything ready, and right in the middle, you're reminded that, gee, I think I forgot something. So anyway, the next one we're going to do is the line that comes out of the pump and into the gas tank. And that will be, like we said, that will be the push, right? Because the other one's a suction. And what do we say? The short one, I believe, is a suction. We want the push to go into the tank. All right. Push goes into the tank. And okay. Now, I want to show you something that hopefully will help you out. And that's the line that goes from let's see, hold on. That goes from the bulb to the output of the carburetor. And I got these here, they're cutters. And the reason I brought them, well, I wanted to cut these lines, it's easier to do it like that, but I want to show you something. When you want to put your line into the gas tank, and it's a real tight fit, the easiest way to do that is to take and to cut it at a sharp angle at the end. Okay? So it's got a point on it. I'm going to show you in this camera because this is where it's going to go up into the tank. This will let you push in, and by twisting it around and around, it'll get up and go through. Then make sure you don't cut it short, but have enough so when you get it through then and you keep pushing it, you can go in from the top, grab it, and bring it out and figure out how much you need. And that way you won't cut yourself short and have to do it over and over again. So, okay, I just wanted to show you that. Cut it at a diagonal. Alright, so we're going to put this one up here. Bring it around. And put it in the short one. Okay. So I hope from this camera you can see that. Let's see, maybe I'll bring it up here close. This is the input. This is the output. We've got the line coming from the gas tank into the input. It comes out of the carburetor into the bulb. That's the intake. And then it's going to go through the push. And remember, this one is still the suction. It's sucking it through. And then the last one will go out and it'll go into the tank, and that's the push. Okay? So, like I said, matter of fact, why don't we break here and we'll go to the whiteboard, Carl's famous whiteboard, and we'll talk about it a bit. And then when we come back, maybe we'll throw some juice in here and see if she fires. And we can kind of watch the gas come through. Okay. Okay. We're at the famous whiteboard here, and I wanted to show you the flow of how the gas goes. Now, I know a lot of us think that the gas should come out of the gas tank into the primer, into the carb, prime the carb, and then let it flow back through. And it does that when you have a primer that's hooked to the carburetor. But in a case where it's isolated, like this one here, it's a little bit different. The flow is a little bit different. You want to take and let the gas flow out from the gas tank, and you don't even go into the primer yet. You go right into the in part of the carburetor. The vacuum pulls it through. It goes into the out port, flows into the suction area of the primer, out of the push area of the primer, and back in the tank, and it kind of completes a circuit then, right? So this is the best setup. Now, if you're putting the primer on and you're having, you're a little bit worried, do I have it right or wrong? Or there are several tests you can do, and there are some you can see on the internet. But best way to do it is you can just put your finger over it. If you put your finger over one hole and it's the vacuum hole, and you push the pump in, and you've got a good seal on that input, that bulb will take a long time pulling back out. Same way if you pumped a few times and you feel the air coming out of the other one, you know that's the output, that's the push part. So keep that in mind. It was a little bit weird for me at first too, but then I wrote it down on a piece of paper and kind of looked at it, and then I thought, well, okay, it makes sense. And when I put it on, it worked like a charm. Now here's the deal. You think, well, what happens if I get them mixed up? Well, if you get the two mixed up on the primer, just switch them, and you'll see it happening in your lines. So that's not all that difficult, and I don't think you guys have any problem with this. So this is, like I said, I wanted to show you this so you get an idea of what's actually going on when you hook it up. Now, I recorded this here on the camera that went, screwy on me, that cut off quick. And I don't know what I did, but I couldn't get the audio, so I'm doing a separate audio. Doesn't matter, it's like a single shot. I didn't even need to do a video. I could have just did a still, but at the time I thought I was putting audio on it. So anyway, neither here nor there. I wanted to show you this. And by the way, if you hear noise in the background, I'm using a lavalier mic, but I have the fans on and I have the AC running because it's crazy hot and humid here. So it gets real bad, and then we have a storm blow through, and it's been knocking trees down, smashing houses and cars, and it's been not good the last couple of days. But right now it's in the hot mode, and man, it's not so much. I can go out. I was out west. I was stationed out west, and I loved it. But it was nice and dry. When this humidity comes in, because I have a tough time breathing anyway, I get out there and it's like it just knocks me down. So anyway, enough of me. I wanted to bring this part to you. Now we'll take you back, and we'll go to the back to the outside on the table looking at the stuff. You guys have better eyes than me. Okay, let me give that another try. Well, it looks like we got some fuel in there. I think we're going the right way. I'm going to, let's give her a go and see what happens. I'm going to step over here. Choke on. We got to turn it on. Uh-oh. Son of a gun. I think we got it right on that one. Okay, so there you go. Quick little demo on how to do this. And like I said, if you know the basic, way the fuel flows, you might, even if you put the hose wrong, you can look at it and figure it out. So guys, I tell you what, with that, I think I'm going to cut this one off, and maybe we'll continue doing stuff in the yard. But as you can tell, I got to catch my breath. So thanks everybody. Always appreciate all of you. You take care, be good to one another, and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.